Welcome to LearnEd Academy Group Organizational Culture Lesson 4, How Committed Employees Are Towards Collective Objectives. I'm Deb Somani and I'm your host for today. Just want to take a quick opportunity to remind us of the definition that we're working from today, which I have taken from some extracts from businessdictionary.com. Organizational culture is the values and behaviors that contribute to the unique social and psychological environment of an organization, also known as corporate culture. So we've already had 3 discussions on this topic today, to date, and so we talked about the ways the organization conducts its business, treats its employees, customers, and the wider community. I've shared some resources on Zoom called Zoom Master Guide. You can find those with the discussion of the first topic, lesson 1, the extent to which freedom is allowed in decision-making, developing new ideas, and personal expression was discussed in lesson 2. Lesson 3, how power and information flow through its hierarchy. Again, I've provided some tools for you if you wish to use those. And the last lesson today is how committed employees are towards collective objectives. And today I'll be sharing some tools with you as well. So first, let's discuss aligning employees towards collective objectives. So how do we align employees towards the collective objectives? Well, first of all, we need to ensure that they understand them. Communication is critical here, and it starts with everyone understanding the strategy, vision, mission, values, the goals, objectives, critical success factors, key performance indicators, and reporting and analytics. But having a scorecard that tracks these in an easy to communicate fashion will ensure visibility, alignment, and understanding, as well as accountability. Critical areas that successful organizations focus on are embedded into tools such as the Balanced Scorecard by Kaplan and Norton. I'd just like to dig into this a little bit because it's a very useful tool. And the Balanced Scorecard suggests that we examine an organization from 4 different perspectives to help develop objectives, measures, which are key performance indicators, targets, and initiatives relative to those views. So the first area that most organizations are very, very good at tracking is the financial or stewardship piece. This provides a view on the organization's financial performance and the use of the financial resources. So pretty common for this one to be tracked. Customer stakeholder, also pretty common to be tracked by most organizations. Again, the views that are presented here are organizational performance from the perspective of the customer or the key stakeholders the organization is designed to serve. Internal processes aren't as well tracked. However, in a Balanced Scorecard, it forces us to be able to ensure that the views presented in this particular portion of the scorecard are around the quality and efficiency of an organization's performance related to the product, services, or other key business processes that it utilizes to run its operations. This is really, really critical in terms of efficiency, effectiveness, and productivity. And again, this is an area that a lot of organizations fall down on, and often when there's restructuring and things like that that take place within an organization, these processes are broken and they're not repaired or remedied with restructuring. And so then everyone sort of throws their hands up in the air and said, why do we restructure? This is not working. And it's because we've broken processes that we need to remedy. So this gives us a really great view here. The last one we're also not typically great at tracking is organizational capacity or learning and growth. So how well our employees in the organization have been equipped to be able to do their jobs. So this view is really around the human capital, can be infrastructure, technology to support, culture, and other capacities that are key to ensure high-performing teams and breakthrough performance. It's really important that we do track these 4 critical areas, which is why we call it a balanced scorecard, keeping all of the critical aspects of the organization's views in balance. So here's what the framework can look like. And you can see we've got the financial component here. And this scorecard would be to have an objective to succeed financially. How should we appear to our shareholders? So we want to put the objectives, measures, targets, and initiatives that are all lined up against our financial components to ensure that we know how we're going to succeed here. And the internal business piece is really about the processes. And again, we would take a look at to satisfy our shareholders and customers, what business processes must we excel at? And again, lining up the objectives, measures, targets, and initiatives. Learning and growth, we want to ask, to achieve our vision, how will we sustain our ability to change and improve? And again, lining up our objectives, measures, targets, and initiatives. And then for the customer, the question we want to ask is, to achieve our vision, how should we appear to our customers? And again, lining up the objectives, measures, targets, and initiatives. And you can see how these are all integrated, and they are all there to support the vision and strategy of the organization. So what Kaplan and Norton actually have framed out quite extensively is to be able to ensure that each one of these components of the scorecard reflect the key business drivers that we have for each of these individual scorecards. And you know, what I'd say is that what we measure is what we put our focus to. And so if we're only measuring against financial, that's what everyone drives at, is always the bottom line. And often that's to the detriment of some of the other key areas of the organization, such as technology to support learning and growth, or being able to spend some time and resources into improving our processes, etc. My dogs want to go out. So I really would like us to be able to think about that and try to think about how we can use this to improve culture and achieving the collective objectives, because it is an important tool that everyone at all levels of the organization can align to and put their efforts into, thereby achieving that collective objective. Because again, what we put our focus on is what everyone will align to, and everyone will understand. So if you want to learn more about Balanced Scorecard, check out this excellent resource by Robert Kaplan and David Norton. The Balanced Scorecard, Translating Strategy into Action, is a great book. And for anyone who does reporting and analytics for organizations, it's a really great tool. But for those of us who are, you know, also wanting to just, you know, focus on key aspects of either the financial or the customer, the learning and growth, or the processes, it actually helps us to really focus in on those areas and trying to take an overall view to make sure that one isn't sort of over emphasized to another, so that way we keep these critical areas in check and balance, and it will really drive our corporate strategy and our corporate culture. So I hope this tool is useful for you today, and really look forward to the next topic that we're going to discuss and explore together. So thanks very much and take care.